Well, we've been having our services online now for 6 weeks, and we've been having it on live stream for several Sundays now. And just wanted to visit with our pastor this morning and answer a few questions regarding our church that you might have had. And the first question that we have is, Pastor, how's our church doing overall? Like just with everything that's going on, live stream and all that.
Well, the church is doing very well, and I'm very encouraged to see the live stream numbers. We're every single week tracking just the attendance through analytics and through different methods that we have through the different platforms, and it's been an encouragement just to see the faithfulness of our church family consistently with Sunday morning, Sunday night, and then of course the midweek Bible study on Thursday night. And so that's been a wonderful blessing to see.
Okay, well, what about like, let's say, just the giving and the events? I know everything that we have to change everything. So with all that, how's the church family adjusting to that?
Well, to be completely honest and transparent, I know coming into this season with the pandemic, there were a lot of pastors that were concerned about just the overall giving of the church, and most pastors, including myself, were preparing for a decrease when it comes to the giving overall for the church families. But by the grace of God, for our church family, and this is just the work of the Lord, over the past 3 weeks, we've seen a constant increase. And we've seen that in every single category. And so whether that's the general offering with the tithe, or the missions giving, or also our benevolence fund, every single category has increased over the past several weeks, which is a tremendous encouragement for me.
Yeah,
And
it is.
it's just an indicator that the church family obviously loves the Lord, they love the church, and they love the ministry, and they want to see the work of God pressing forward. And so I thank God just for the faith of our church family, and just their trust that they have in the Lord during this season.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Well, the next question we have here is I think a lot of people are wondering, like, what's planned ahead? I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty when it comes to, we're watching the news and all that, but what about our church, and especially with everything going on, what's being planned ahead?
Well, as of right now, we're going to remain on live stream for the next several weeks, and so we're trying our very best to be wise moving forward, and we're trying to take heed to all the directives and to the precautionary measures that we're receiving from our local officials, from the state, and then also from the federal government. And so we believe that's the safest route to take as of right now for the church and for our gathering. And so we'll continue to gather online, but my heart and my desire is that in the next month or two, that we'd be able to gather together physically, and we'll be able to have service and fellowship once again, gathering for a church service. Now that's going to be very different as we think about that gathering. It's not going to be the normal that we're used to prior to this pandemic. And so as we're able to reopen the church services and gather together physically, we're going to have to roll that out in phases. And within that first phase, there's still going to be a lot of social distancing taking place. There's going to be temperature checks at the entrances for our church. There's not going to be a nursery ministry. There's not going to be a children's ministry. There's going to be a lot of sanitation going on before and after the services. And so it's going to be different in that sense, at least for that first phase. And so how long that's going to take, that we don't know yet. When we're going to be able to actually reopen and gather together and roll out that phase one for the church, that we're not certain about either. And so as of right now, we need to continue praying and seeking the Lord for his wisdom. And then, of course, we're constantly staying up to date with what's going on with just the recommendations coming in from the health directors around us. And so I pray within the next month or even two that would take place. But of course, that timing is in the Lord's hand. But we do know, church family, that this is temporary, and before we know it, we will be back together and fellowshipping together. We will have our church service that we're used to, but as of right now, we need to remain patient and trust the Lord and wait for his timing.
That's going to be exciting when we gather in person. Now, there's a lot of other questions that we want to get through, but we don't have the time right now. But if you have any questions that you'd like to be answered regarding our church, you could do so and text us by texting this number, 951 951-357-6736. Again, the number is 951-357-6736. You could also email us at info@visithillcrest.org. Again, the email is info@visithillcrest.org. And, as Pastor mentioned about the changes regarding our services, and if one day, hopefully soon, if we gather in person, any of those news or updates, it's going to be posted on our website at visithillcrest.org/updates. So make sure you bookmark that page and keep checking that once in a while. We haven't updated in a while yet, but then it's probably going to be updated soon once we get more information. So Pastor, thanks once again, and hopefully we could do this more. And if you have a question, make sure you submit that. So thank you.